But in the meantime, I want to talk to Alon-Lee Green, who is co-director of Standing Together, which is a Tel Aviv-based Jewish-Arab partnership movement in Israel and Palestine. Alon-Lee, it's a pleasure to chat to you this morning. How are you doing?
I'm personally doing fine.
But it must be a very difficult situation for what you're doing. I know you've worked very, very hard for peace in your area, but how are you and your family actually coping with what's going on in terms of the last week?
It's been very difficult. It's been very tense. A lot of us are not leaving the houses, and it's starting to boil and to become kind of impossible. But we're very happy that we're alive and all my family is safe. Thank you.
In terms of the work that you have done with this Jewish-Arab partnership movement, tell us a little bit about what you do and how that has been no doubt frustrated by what has happened in the past week.
So Standing Together is a Jewish-Arab grassroots movement operating nationwide across issues of peace and equality and social justice. And during normal days, we organize people from the Jewish and Arab society to come together and to fight for our mutual interests. But since 8 days now, since the brutal attack of Hamas on civilians in Israel, since the massacre they committed, we are all been in an emergency state. We've been organizing across the country to create spaces that are of Jews and Arabs that are working together right now to de-escalate this moment, to prevent more violence, to prevent racism. We've created watches, solidarity watches across the entire country to try and bring a message of cooperation. The very truth about this moment is that no one in this land, no one in this country is going anywhere. There are millions of Jews living here, there are millions of Palestinians living here, and the only way to survive this moment is if we will survive it together.
You must feel, though, that your efforts have been frustrated by what is happening, by the attacks, the terrorist attacks in the last week. And of course, Israel at the moment is preparing for an attack by land, sea and air. We will see exactly when that happens. It's cut off electricity and other water and other things from Gaza. I mean, this is a really, really tense situation. There must be people who you have worked with who are very, very worried, as I'm sure many, many Israelis and Palestinians are, by what happens next and how efforts like yours to get peace could be frustrated by that.
Definitely. It is a very scary moment. It started as a hurricane that is just drawing everything inside and is taking, every good ability to say something positive. People are petrified. They're like in a collective shock. And we are very afraid that what comes next is even worse. We've seen the amount of casualties on both sides in the last week. We're talking about thousands of people. We know that military operation that is on the ground is going to cause a lot more deaths on both sides. And we do say that we need to ask questions right now. We cannot stay silent. We need to ask, and then what? What will happen if we will conquer Gaza Strip? What will happen if we will have on-the-ground military operation? What will happen when we kill so many people and have so many casualties ourselves? Is the situation going to be better afterwards or worse? Are we going to, conquer the Gaza Strip and take responsibility over 2 million people living there? Is it even possible to dismantle Hamas? We need to be able to create a discourse right now, a conversation in the Israeli society that is asking all those questions. Yeah. To what end? We need to be able to say also, and it is a very important message, that revenge is not a work plan, that anger cannot be a work plan. We need to get answers from our government on what do they want to happen. What are they planning to happen?